audio. Hey guys, checking the audio. Alright, so I have the air conditioner on. So if that bothers you, if you can really hear it, let me know. Let me just check it out again real quick. Alright, so I have the air conditioner on. So if that bothers you, if you can really hear it, let me know. Alright, I think it sounds alright. It sounds alright. But sorry, I need the air conditioner on. It's happening. Oops. If that bothers you, if you can really... Okay. Alright, putting this thing away. A little smoky smoke action. Put it out. And what do I have with you guys to snack with? So I have, of course, my summertime drink right now, unsweetened peach iced tea. Quite refreshing, especially when I have my little snack that you guys are just gonna probably shit on me for, but there were these in the grocery store. They were like $2, and it reminded me of the etiquette streams because of all the 1920s jellied things. These are the jellied like fruit candy things, and I absolutely love these things. So yeah, it's sugar. It's not the best thing in the world for me right now, but like, holy fuck, I love these things. Let me just take a little bite. Got the lime one. So gooey. Such a great invention. I like these. These remind me of the etiquette streams. You know, the like old school jellies. So sweet that you need that peach tea. Happy Friday, Heather. Yep, the music's probably going to be going off outside. It's Friday night. It's late. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York City, in Brooklyn. So get ready for some noise, but we're going to try to get through all of this stuff over here. But before we get into it, remember, guys, that this is how I make my living, and it's been pretty bad for me lately. I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of struggling right now. It'd really be great if I can reach this goal. It's like my last day or so if it was goal or something up here, and I'm at like 36.8%. So, oh God, it's not looking too good lately. And if you can help me do that by going to this link down here, streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV, or super chat, whatever. This is better, but it's okay. And yeah, so what we're going to go over is up here, the Islamic world. And it has architecture. Oh my God, I updated this thing and it didn't update. Let me fix this, hold on. Let me fix this. There we go, there we go. So we have architecture, and we have Muhammad and Islam, just like when we went over the Christianity, we went over Jesus' life in the art, in the Byzantine art. The mosque, I don't know how to say this stuff. Kairouan, Samara, Cordoba, Alhambra, Isfahan, Madrasa Imami, and then there is luxury arts. Ooh, I like the sound of that. And then there's the Koran. Don't like the sound of that. Mosque Lamps, the Timurid Bustan, and Ardabil Carpet, and Islam in Asia. So, yeah, that's what we're going over. Yep. So, let's see. Nemo is asking, Islamic world, you usually bash Islam on Twitter. Do I? I don't really think I get too involved with a lot of the political stuff, but yeah, I mean, I am Croatian, so Roman Catholic, and so I definitely was raised with a strong anti-Islam like upbringing. I'm a right winger, sure, but what we're going over is Gardner's book, Gardner's Art Through the Ages, and there's a chapter on Islamic art. So I mean, you know, let's check it out. It's part of art history. Just a chapter. Let's get through it. MCAD, I don't know. Did we ally with Bosnian Muslims at times? I mean, probably because my family's from Herzegovina, but I don't know. I was raised like super like anti. It's like no. They're traitors. They're the converts. I don't know, because we're all ethnically the same people, but the Muslims were the converts. I don't know, but it's part of the chapter. It's part of art history. So let's check it out with you know, fresh eyes here. That's true, Dan. He says there's a difference between bashing modern Islam and ancient Islamic art. Okay, all Balkans hate each other. Yeah. I mean, that's true. That's true. What's happening here? Oh. Rainballs. Oh, you're so kind to me. Thank you. I wonder where that widget was for this intro thing. Anyway, thank you. It leads us to this. Let's see if you have a message, though, real quick. No, thank you so much. Always with the random number. Got 36. Probably got me into another percent. That's probably always a random number. Yeah, there we go. 44%. Thank you. Thank you, Rainbow. Awesome. Cool. So let's check this out. I do need to get up a little bit closer here in order to see, if you do not mind. If you do not mind, I'm gonna have to zoom that shit in. Might have to do that for you. Does that help? I don't know. It's too close up. Let's see the close up. It's a little too close up. Let's do that. How's that, guys? Okay, cool. So, I was going to go over this because we always go over like every page of this, and I figured this was a good wrap up of the last chapter before we get into the Islamic art, just because it kind of leads right into it. So let's do a little catch up real quick. Yay, we have another thing. Okay, cool. Something's happening. Heather, $10. Thank you so much. Wow, thanks. Didn't say anything either. Oh, thanks, guys. I can cover my groceries from today. Thank you. Okay. Just let that Lady Alchemy just like sink in. Just let it sink. This is a long GIF. It's a long GIF. It's good though. I still have to change it up to the pizza GIF. I'll check in on you guys while that GIF is still going. Alright, cool. We're back to it. So, yeah, let's take a little rewind before we get into the Islamic art. So, early Christianity and Byzantium. The early Christian art. Very little Christian art or architecture survives from the first centuries of Christianity. Early Christian art means the earliest art having Christian subjects, not the art of Christians at the time of Jesus. The major surviving examples are mural and ceiling paintings in the catacombs of Rome and marble sarcophagi depicting Old and New Testament stories. Okay, so Constantine's Edict of Milan of 313 granted Christianity legal status equal or superior to the traditional Roman cults. The emperor was the first great patron of Christian art and built the first churches in Rome, including Old St. Peter's. In 330, he moved the capital of the Roman Empire to Constantinople, Greek Byzantine. Alright, cool. This is the sarcophagi they were talking about. The Emperor Theodosius, 379 to 395, proclaimed Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire in 380 and banned pagan worship in 391. Honorius, 395 to 423, moved the capital of his Western Roman Empire and Ravenna in 404. Rome fell to Visigoth King Alaric in 410. Mosaics became a major vehicle for the depiction of Christian themes in the naves and apses of churches, which closely resembled Roman basilicas in both plan and elevation. The first manuscripts with illustrations of the Old and New Testament date to the early 6th century. Byzantine art. The reign of Justinian, 527. Oh shit, we got Blake in here. Okay, I'm gonna let the GIF happen if that happens, and if not, I'll get to reading yours. But we have the reign of Justinian, 527 to 565, opened the first golden age of Byzantium art, 527 to 726. Justinian was a great patron of the arts. That's something what we need. We're always talking about this. We need patron of the arts to create great civilizations. Look at the Byzantine Empire and this great civilization. You will see a running theme of...
Back into art school yesterday. First stream I have been able to see in a while. I did get the merch I ordered. Thank you so much, Grin.
Oh shit, wow. Thank you so much, Blake. That really means a lot. Thank you for the $10. He said he moved back to into art school yesterday. First stream I have been in to see in a while. Oh, awesome. Welcome back. I did mention you, I think, in the last stream or something. I think I mentioned something about dance. So if you're ever bored and you just don't know what to put on, you can put that on in the background. I think I brought that up. I made some sort of correlation to dance with something. Anyway, he said, I did get the merch I ordered. Thank you so much. Wow, that came fast. Awesome. I sent that, I felt like yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. Wow, it came fast. Awesome. Cool. Love it. So happy. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Okay, so where are we at? So, the reign of Justinian opened the first golden age of Byzantine art. Justinian was a great patron of the arts, and in Constantinople alone, he built or restored more than 30 churches. Yeah, I was talking about the reoccurring theme. You'll notice a reoccurring theme throughout all of these great civilizations when we talk about art history is the patronage of the arts, the funding of the arts. So that's always a constant. So when people want to, especially on the rights, kind of tear it down and say, why do we need the arts? That's their thing. That's why we need it. It's super important for civilizations. Anyway, but Justinian was a great patron of the arts, and in Constantinople alone, he built or restored more than 30 churches. Constructed only in 5 years, the Hagia Sophia, a brilliant fusion of central and longitudinal plans, rivaled the architectural wonders of Rome. Its 180-foot-high dome rests on pendendives. Yeah, I know that. Christendom Defender. I get that. It was written by the victors. I'm just going through this book. It's pretty pretty bland of a book. This doesn't really make too many gestures one way or the other. Just reviews a piece of art and just what happened, who ruled, what's going on. Anyway, the seat of Byzantine power in Italy was, correct me how I say it, sorry about it, Ravenna, which enjoyed its greatest prosperity under Justinian. Okay. San Vitale is Ravenna's greatest church. Its mosaics, with their weightless, hovering frontal figures against a gold background, reveal the new Byzantine aesthetic. Ooh, they said aesthetic. I love it. The Byzantine aesthetic. I'm into it. Golden spaces. Golden spaces hovering above. I love it. Justinian also rebuilt the monastery at Mount Sinai in Egypt, where the finest early Byzantine icons are preserved. In 726, however, Leo III, 717 to 741, enacted a ban against picturing the divine, initiating the era of iconoclasm, 726 to 843. Then there is Ravenna, okay. Well, there's an E in there. Why is it a Ravenna when there's it's an E, Ravenna? Aw, Barb, thank you so much. Thanks for the Canadian $5 and a little... Is that a kitty cat or a doggy? I can't tell, but it's Asian. I think it's trying to kung fu me. I'm actually working on some Wing Chun. We go like this, right? And turn, doing the turning exercises. I think that's what he's doing. I want another jelly. I just dripped. I just dripped my drink like a retard. Even after the defeat of Soviet Union, many communists refused to accept history. Yeah, for sure. All right, we got a lot to get through. So, all right, where are we? Iconoclasm, the middle Byzantine art, 843 to 1204, which marked the triumph of the iconophiles over the iconoclast, is stylistically eclectic. Mosaics with mystical golden backgrounds were common, but some paintings, for example, those in the Paris Psalter, revived the naturalism of classical art. Oh, thank you, Barb. She says, just a little something for your years putting up with SJWBS, I guess. You and your husband have been through a lot, like, holy shit. I know. Thank you for understanding that. It sometimes feels a bit unreal. It feels like people don't give a shit, but you guys do, and it really means a lot. It really does mean a lot. It's crazy. I always feel like my life is useless and pointless, but... look at this. Okay. Middle Byzantine churches have highly decorative exterior walls and feature domes that rest on drums above the center of a Greek cross. The climax of the interior mosaic programs was often an image in the dome of Christ as Pantocrator. In 1204, Latin Crusaders sacked Constantinople, bringing to an end the golden age of Byzantine art. In 1261, Michael the Paleologus, 1259 to 1282, succeeded in recapturing the city. Constantinople remained in Byzantine hands until it was taken in 1453 by the Ottoman Turks, making the end of the late Byzantine period, 1261 to 1453. All right. So let's check this out. That's, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's cool. I like it. I like it. Interesting. This is Bizad, Seduction of Yusuf. Oh, okay. Folio 52 verso of Bustan of Sultan Hussein. Oh, God. Mekara from Herat, Afghanistan, 1488. 1488. Ink and color on paper, 11 and 7/8 inches and 8 and 5/8 inches. 5, 8 and 5/8 inches. It is in the National Library in Cairo. Okay. Okay. Cool. This manuscript page depicts human figures, which never appears in Islamic religious art. Interesting. The painting displays vivid color, intricate decorative detailing, and brilliant balance between pattern and perspective. That's accurate? That's accurate? Okay. Okay, Darkspawn said, Islam is inherently iconoclast by nature. Anything that is not of Allah, destroy it. Remember when they blew up that big Buddha rock statue in the middle of Eastern, in that Middle Eastern cave? Wow. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Oop. Okay, the Islamic world. The religion of Islam, an Arabic word meaning submission to God, arose in the Arabian Peninsula early in the 7th century. See Muhammad and Islam, page 149. At the time, the Arabs were peripheral to the Byzantine and Persian empires, yet within a little more than a century, Muslim armies had subdued the Middle East, and the followers of Muhammad controlled much of the Mediterranean. The swiftness of the Islamic advance is among the wonders of world history. By 640, Muslims ruled Syria, Palestine, and Iraq. In 642, the Byzantine army abandoned Alexandria, marking the Muslim conquest of northern Egypt. In 651, the successors of Muhammad brought more than 400 years of Sasanian rule in Iran to an end. Wow. By 710, that's my birthday, all North Africa was under Muslim control. Wow. A victory in southern Spain in 711 seemed to open the rest of Western Europe to the Muslims. By 732, they had advanced north to Poitiers in France. There, however, the Franks turned them back. But in Spain, the Muslim rulers of Cordoba flourished until 1031. And not until 1492 did Islamic influence and power in Iberia end. In the east, the Muslims reached the Indus River in South Asia by 751. In Anatolia, relentless Muslim pressure against the shrinking Byzantine Empire eventually caused its collapse in 1453. So, wow. Islamic takeover, okay? Alright. Wow. Yeah, they definitely took over a lot of shit. They like to just try to take over the world. Anyway, architecture. During the early centuries of Islamic history, the Muslims' world political... Well, see, that's the thing that kind of pisses me off about that intro. Do you see how it's just like... Then they took over here, then they did this, and then they spread, and then they like did it, and then they just started controlling everything. But then they complain about the Western world and Europeans doing like colonialism and stuff, and it's just kind of like... They can't drop that, but then it's like... They just completely ignore the conquest of Islam. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, okay, off that rant. Just saying, it's just crazy. During the early centuries of Islam, Islamic history, the Muslim world's political and cultural center was the Fertile Crescent of ancient Mesopotamia. The caliphs of Damascus, capital of modern Syria, and Baghdad, capital of Iraq, appointed provincial governors to rule the vast territories they controlled. These governors eventually gained relative independence by setting up dynasties in various territories and provinces. The Umayyads in Syria and in Spain, the Abbasids in Iraq, and so on. Like the other what the fuck is that word? Potentates?
Potentate.
Potentate. Okay, I said it right. A monarch or ruler, especially an autocratic one. Okay.
Potentate.
Alright. What's happening? Okay, so where are we? The Abbasids in Iraq and so on. Like other potentates before and after, the Islamic rulers were builders on a grand scale. Okay. Dome of the Rock. Oh, I've heard of that. I know the Dome of the Rock. The first great achievement of Islamic architecture is the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. The Muslims had taken the city from the Byzantines in 638, and the Umayyad. Okay. I can't do it, Steven. You're gonna have to deal with my shitty pronunciation. Umayyad Caliph. Oh my god, something Al-Malik. 685 to 705. Erected the monumental sanctuary between 687 and 692 as an architectural tribute to the triumph of Islam. The Dome of the Rock marked the coming of the new religion to the city that was, and still is, sacred to both Jews and Christians. The Umayyads erected the sanctuary on the site of the Temple of Solomon that the Roman Emperor Titus destroyed in 70. Damn. Umayyad. Okay, thanks, MCAT. Umayyad. In time, the site took on, yeah, okay, so they're talking about Solomon's temple, so, like, now it's just, like, a wall. It was destroyed by Titus in 70, and then it was a sacred spot to both Jews and Christians, and the Umayyad erected a sanctuary on that site, the Dome of the Rock, and in time, the site took on additional significances and reputed place of Adam's burial, and the site where Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac. It houses the rock from which Muslims later came to believe Muhammad miraculously journeyed to heaven, and then, in the same night, returned to his home in Mecca. Let's just look at this map for a second, and look at the spread of Islam all over. Wow. Yeah, I think at one point a lot of that was the Roman Empire we saw on another map. So all this stuff in the brown is the Islamic world after the capture of Constantinople from Byzantium in 1453 and the fall of Granada to the Christians in 1492. And then the little bits in green over by Spain and England and stuff, it says former Muslim territories. Okay, no, that's not England. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Spain and like, oh, what is that? Over by Rome and shit. Huh. Okay. Darkspawn says, look up something called, Taqiyya. It's an Islamic tactic that is used to convert unbelievers by lying and deceiving to them about in order to grow their numbers. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it being like, have that shit spread and grow and take over. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised by the India stuff, man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Just like a weird random like middle jelly. I like that this is like an art history class so we can just like talk shit about Islam and stuff. If I were in class, I'd be like, in my own head, being like, oh, fucking take over. Look at them take over. Stephen is who said Islam is nothing but conquest and deception. Wow. Yeah. Okay, as Islam took much of its teachings, oh wow, you guys always have something to say. Basically, they avoid telling you all the really, really bad shit in Islam. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what you do when you're trying to lure someone into like some sort of cult or something. Oh no, Dan, you gotta go. Alright. Oh man, sorry Dan, sorry I did it so late, my bad. You know what? I have a feeling I'm not going to get through all this. We just started this and I thought I was going to get through it all in like one video, but I have a feeling this is going to take another stream, so no worries, no worries. Cool, see you later. So where were we? As Islam took much of its teaching from Judaism and Christianity, so its architects and artists borrowed the transformed design construction. Oh, borrowed is what you call it. Do you mean culturally appropriated? What you mean appropriated? Okay. So it borrowed and transformed design construction and ornamentation principles that had long been applied in Byzantium and in the Middle East. The Dome of the Rock is a domed octagon resembling San Vitale in Ravenna in its basic design. In all likelihood, the Dome of the Rock designers drew inspiration from a Christian monument in Jerusalem, Constantine's Church of the Holy Sepulchre. The 4th century rotunda, a domed round building, bore a family resemblance to the roughly contemporaneous Santa Costanza in Rome. The Dome of the Rock is a member of the same extended family. Its double-shelled wooden dome, however, some 60 feet across and 75 feet high, so dominates the elevation as to relegate the octagon to serving merely as its base. Okay, let's go back to that. This octagon is at the base, is what they're saying. Okay, okay. Christendom Defender, I was just going on some diatribe defending Christianity and you missed it. Okay. We're talking shit about Islam, I forget which one. You missed it. Okay. So this is the aerial view of the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. Let me see if I can get you guys to see it. Oh, shit. Can you guys see that? Hold on, sorry. You can see it enough, it's fine. Okay, so the Abd al-Malik erected the Dome of the Rock to commemorate the triumph of Islam in Jerusalem, which the Muslims had captured from the Byzantines. The shrine takes the form of an octagon with a towering dome. Okay. This soaring, majestic unit creates a decidedly more commanding effect than that of the late Roman and Byzantine domicile structures. For example, figure 411. The silhouettes of those domes are comparatively insignificant when seen from the outside. It looks just like that one. What is it? The Santa Costanza or something? No, the Hagia Sophia that we were talking about. Yeah, looks just like the Hagia Sophia from the inside. The building's exterior has been extensively restored. Tiling from the 16th century and later has replaced the original mosaic. Yet the vivid, colorful patterning that wraps the walls like a textile is typical of Islamic ornamentation. It contrasts markedly with Byzantine brickwork and Greco-Roman sculptural profiling and carved decoration. In the interior's mosaic, ornamentation has been preserved, consisting of rich floral and vegetal motifs against a field of gold. It conjures the gorgeous places of paradise awaiting the faithful. The lavish interior mosaic suggests the original appearance of the structure's exterior walls. Okay. Okay. So interior of the Dome of the Rock, Jerusalem, 687 to 692. The exterior of the Dome of the Rock has 16th century tile work, but the interior's original mosaic ornamentation has been preserved. The mosaics conjure the paradise awaiting the Muslim faithful. Okay. The mosque. Islamic religious architecture is closely related to Muslim prayer. In Islam, worshiping can be a private act. It requires neither prescribed ceremony nor a special locale. Only the Qibla, the direction towards Mecca Muslims face while praying, is important. But worship also became a communal act when the first Muslim community established a simple ritual for it. To celebrate the Muslim Sabbath, which occurs on Friday, the community convened each Friday at noon, probably in the Prophet's house in Medina. Sorry, I have to zoom in. I can't see it. It's too small for me. The main feature of Muhammad's house was a large square court with rows of palm trunks supporting thatched roofs along the north and south sides. The southern side was wider and had double row of trunks that faced Mecca. During these communal gatherings, the imam, or leader of collective worship, stood on a stepped pulpit or minbar set up in front of the southern Qibla wall. Okay. These features became standard in the Islamic house of worship. The mosque, from Arabic masjid, a place of prostration. 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 What's prostration? Prostration.
Prostration.
Prostration is the placement of the body in a reverentially or submissively prone position as a gesture. Typically, prostration is distinguished from the lesser acts of bowing or kneeling by involving a part of the body above the knee touching the ground, especially the hands. That's it. Prostration. Okay, what are we? Jay's gonna clip that bit. Bowing sound. My bows have sounds. Oh, a lot of things have sounds with me too. What else has a sound? The sound of ascension. There's the sound of ascension. It has a similar sound of the praying, which is oh. It's when I wear my crowns and stuff. Oh. The choreography of prayer. Oh, I like that, Blake. You should do something like that. I like it. I like it. Okay. Prostration. Okay, so the word mosque comes from Arabic. That is something called like place of prayer, basically, where the faithful gathered for the 5 daily prayers. The congregational mosque, also called the Friday Mosque or Great Mosque, was ideally large enough to accommodate a community's entire population for the Friday noonday prayer, or both ordinary and congregational mosques usually have a mihrab, a semicircular niche set into the Qibla wall. Alright, let me just look at the picture real quick, what they're talking about. Okay, so the number 1 is the Qibla wall. Okay. Oh, is that towards Mecca? Is it the east? They're praying east, right? I don't know. Okay, so let's see. So a semicircular niche. I don't see anything semicircular in this design. I don't see anything semicircular. Alright, whatever. Mosques may also have one or more minarets, figure 5-4 and 5-5. Towers used to call the faithful to worship and to signal the location of a mosque from a distance. Early mosques were generally hypostyle halls, communal worship halls with roofs held up by a multitude of columns. An important later variation is the mosque with 4 iwans, vaulted rectangular recesses, one on each side of a courtyard. The mosque's origin is still in dispute, although one prototype may well have been the Prophet's house in Medina. Today, mosques continue to be erected throughout the world, despite many variations in design and detail. Yeah, like taking over churches. And the employment of modern building techniques and materials unknown to Muhammad's day, all mosques, wherever they are built and whatever their plan, are oriented towards Mecca and the faithful worship facing the Qibla wall. The Qibla wall. Okay, the hypostyle type of mosque most closely resembles Muhammad's house in Medina. Kairouan's Great Mosque is one of the oldest. An arcaded forecourt resembling a Roman forum leads to the columnar prayer hall. Then we have the, let's figure out how to say that real quick.
Kirwa.
Kirwa. Alright, Kirwa. I'm gonna call it Kirwa. That's what she said. That's what she said. So the Kirwa, the Dome of the Rock is a unique monument. Throughout the Islamic world, the most important buildings were usually mosques. Of all the variations, the hypostyle mosque most closely reflects the mosque's supposed origin, Muhammad's house in Medina. One of the oldest well-preserved hypostyle mosques is the mid-8th century Great Mosque at Kairouan in Tunisia. Like the Dome of the Rock, the Kairouan Mosque owes much to the Greco-Roman and early Christian architecture. The precinct takes the form of a slightly askew parallelogram of huge scale, some 450 by 260 feet. A series of lateral entrances on the east and west.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat what you said?
What the fuck are you talking about? Series. I was saying series, I wasn't talking to you. Shut up. Anyway, oh God. A series of lateral entrances on the east and west lead to an arcaded forecourt. Oop, shit. Oop. Let me see. Where are we at? Forecourt. Okay, so forecourt reminiscent of Roman forums and the atrium of early Christian basilicas. Yeah, I did notice that in the picture above. The courtyard is oriented north-south on axis with the mosque minaret and the two domes of the hypostyle prayer hall. The first dome, number 6, is over the entrance bay. The second, number 3, over the bay of the fronts of the mihrab, set into the Qibla wall. A raised nave connects the dome space and prolongs the north-south axis of the minaret and courtyard. 8 columned aisles flank the nave on either side, providing space for a large congregation. The hypostyle mosque synthesizes elements received from other cultures into a novel architectural unity. Oh, isn't that interesting? The hypostyle mosque synthesizes elements received from other cultures into a novel architectural unity. What the fuck? Why couldn't they just say, culturally appropriated? From now on, Westerners, we're gonna say it's a synthesis of elements received from other cultures into a novel architectural unity. From now on, that's what us Westerners do with everything. It's not cultural appropriation, it's just a synthesis of elements received from other cultures into a novel unity. Ah, God. Anyway. Where are we at? We got the Samara. The Samara. Is that how you say it? Alright, I might take just like a little bit of break for a second and have a smoke. If you guys don't mind before we continue. Okay? And let's just see where we're at with this whole thing. Well, yeah, that's, I have a feeling we're not really gonna, maybe, I don't know if we'll get past architecture today. Maybe, we should just finish this baby up. That's what we really should do. It's just like power through this baby. Just power through it. I should get more tea. I ate way too much of this than I should have. I don't know why, but I always drip it out of my mouth. I can't say in my mouth. Alright. I'm gonna roll a generation joint. It's gonna be mostly tobacco, but I'm gonna take some of the other spliffs that I have and just make a generation joint out of it. And let me just see the comments real quick. If you guys have any questions or comments or super chats or anything, please let me know. Please submit them. I'm at where am I? What percent? 46%. Nice. Okay. Sounds good. 46%. If you guys want to help contribute, you can go to this link, streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV. Always helps me out, you know what I mean? Alright, I'm getting to it. Probably shouldn't have done a generation joint. I just like to conserve, you know? I like to recycle. Not really. I do in certain ways. I don't let food go to waste. I don't like food going to waste. Alright. A little bit of tobacco. Bit of this. Yeah, Darkspun says, funny enough, there is a rising social culture of people who want to bring back the Tsar, starting with Putin, and want Russia to go back to being a monarchy again. Yeah, it's interesting. All right. Alright, I don't know. I'm just gonna smoke this and chill, unless you guys want a commercial. What do I think? I mean, I don't know. It's a tough thing because I see the tradness of it. I mean, America doesn't really have monarchy unless we're talking about going super trad, and we're a British colony, which is not what we're talking about. So it's hard to imagine as Americans, but I understand the tradness of it. I get it. I understand the appeal. It's difficult because sometimes it could be like a golden age and it's like a great thing. It's a great concept and it's a great thing for culture and history, but then sometimes it can go like corrupt and bad and like it just can't. It's difficult. There really is no answer to a good system. A lot of times it's like corruption and evil can always take root no matter what it is. Yeah, that's right. United States is a republic. So yeah, I mean, like, it can function well or it can go bad depending on leadership, I suppose, you know? So it's crazy. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, Souldrift is saying that Putin is a mob boss, wants to bring back the Russian Empire. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. President for life is a pitching title. Alright, so let's get back into this. Oh, okay, no, you guys have comments now for me. There's something called elective monarchy. Many people know that there's different forms of monarchy. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, elections can be corrupted too, or like that's, I don't know, it's like weird. It's just there is no fix for just like badness. I don't know. Some just really prosper, and some do really fantastic things. Remember when we were at what is it? There's Alexander the Great, and then his ancestors, like he was the great, and then his ancestors ended up fucking shit up, becoming like Nero at some point or whatever, and it was like really bad, or Caligula. So yeah, there's always just like, I don't know. There's the golden period, the golden age, and then some people fuck that shit up. So where are we at? We're at this thingy. Looks pretty cool. It's the Samara. It's the 3-story minaret of the... Oh, that's one of the minarets? Oh, wow. Of the Koran. Mosque. Yeah, it's part of the minaret of the mosque. Is a square in plan and believed to be a nearby copy of a Roman lighthouse. But minarets can take a variety of forms. Perhaps the most striking and novel is that of the immense, more than 45,000 square yards, Great Mosque at Samarra, Iraq, the largest mosque in the world. Okay, so this is its own mosque, okay. The Abbasid Caliph Al-Mutawakkil 847 to 861 erected it between 848 and 852. Known as the Malwiya, snail shell in Arabic, minaret. Originally, a bridge linked it to the mosque. The distinguishing feature of the brick tower is its stepped spiral ramp, which increases in slope from bottom to top. Too tall to have been used to call Muslims to prayer, the Malwiya minaret, visible from the considerable distance in the flat plain around Samara, was probably intended to announce the presence of Islam in the Tigris Valley. Unfortunately, in 2005, the minaret suffered some damage during the Iraqi insurgency. Okay. Then we have Cordoba. Okay, MCAT said, in Belarus we're seeing the fight between autocratic traditionalism and liberal democracy right now. CIA started shift again. CIA starting shit again. Okay. Aurora Boreal said, I'm not a fan of monarchy, but after Justin Trudeau claimed Canada to be a post-national state, I now think it's good that the head of Canada is the Queen of England. It keeps it grounded somehow. Yeah, that's the thing about England and or the UK, is the Queen kind of being that balance, which is interesting to have. Minimal government is best government. Interesting. Okay, so the Cordoba, at the time of the Umayyads built the Koran Mosque, the Assidids ruled much of North Africa. In 750, they had overthrown the Umayyad caliphs and moved the capital from Damascus to Baghdad. Abd al-Rahman I, the only Umayyad notable to escape the Abbasid massacre of his clan in Syria, fled to Spain. There, the Arabs who had defeated the Christian kingdom of the Visigoths in 711 accepted the fugitive as their overlord, and he founded the Spanish Umayyad dynasty. Their capital was Cordoba, which became the center of a brilliant culture rivaling that of the Abbasids in Baghdad and exerting major influence on the civilization of the Christian West. The jewel of Cordoba was its great mosque, begun in 784 and engraved several times. The jewel of Cordoba was the Great Mosque, begun in 784 and enlarged several times during the 9th and 10th centuries. The hypostyle prayer hall has 36 piers and 514 columns topped by a unique system of double-tiered arches that carried a wooden roof, now replaced by vaults. The two-story system was the builder's response to the need to raise the roof to an acceptable height using short columns that had been employed earlier on in other structures. They are raising the roof over here. So this is a prayer hall of the Great Mosque in Cordoba, Spain, 8th to 10th centuries. I didn't know that Spain had Muslims there. That's interesting. Cordoba was the capital of the Umayyad dynasty in Spain. The Great Mosque's prayer hall has 36 piers and 514 columns topped by a unique system of double-tiered horseshoe-shaped arches. Okay. The lower arches are... Wow, that is a lot. Wow, that's crazy. The lower arches are horseshoe-shaped, a form perhaps adapted from earlier Near Eastern architecture of the Visigoth origin. In the West, the horseshoe arch quickly became closely associated with Muslim architecture. Usually, these arches seem to billow out like vine-blown sails, and they contribute greatly to the light and the airy effect of the Cordoba Mosque's interior. So up here on the left, that's actually quite beautiful. I do like that. So yeah, as you can see, they don't do the depictions of religious figures, but they have a lot of patterns and architecture to it. So that's interesting. But this, on the upper left, on the left side over here, this is the dome in front of the Mihrab of the Great Mosque in Cordoba, Spain, 961 to 965. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see it on the left side there. This dome is a prime example of Islamic experimentation with highly decorative multi-lobed arches. The rich and varied abstract patterns create a magnificent effect, which mosaics further heighten. I like that picture on the left. I like the dome. I really like it. And then on the right here is the Alhambra, which is what we're getting into next. This is the Court of the Lions, Palace of the Lions in Alhambra, Granada, Spain, 1354 to 1391. Again, I'm surprised this is in Spain. I had no idea the Muslims were in Spain there. Interesting. The Palace of the Lions, named for its unusual statues, is typically Islamic in its use of multi-lobed pointed arches and the interweaving of Arabic calligraphy and abstract decoration in its stuccoed walls. It's not bad. Okay. So let's check this out. We're talking now about this picture on the right, just to be clear when I'm reading this. So, in the early years of the 11th century, the Umayyad caliph's power in Spain unraveled, and their palaces fell prey to Berber soldiers from North Africa. The Berbers ruled southern Spain for several generations, but could not resist the pressure of Christian forces from the north. Cordoba fell to the Christians in 1236. from then until the final Christian triumph in 1492. The Nasrids, an Arab dynasty that had established its capital at Granada in 1230, ruled the remaining Muslim territories in Spain. On a rocky spur at Granada, the Nasrids constructed a huge palace fortress called the Alhambra, the Red in Arabic, because the rose color of the stone used for its walls and 23 towers. By the end of the 14th century, the complex, a veritable city with a population of 40,000, included at least a half dozen royal residences. One of those palaces is the Palace of the Lions, named for the courtyard, that boasts a fountain with marble lions carrying a water basin on their backs. The Alhambra's lion fountain is an unusual instance of freestanding stone sculpture in the Islamic world. Unthinkable in a sacred setting. Nonetheless, the design of the courtyard is distinctly Islamic and features many multi-lobed pointed arches and lavish stuccoed walls in which calligraphy and abstract motifs are interwoven. The builders intended the palace the residence of Muhammad V, 1354 to 1391, in its courtyard, lush gardens and luxurious carpets and other furnishings to conjure the image of paradise. Holy shit. Is that a ceiling? Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let me just back this up a little bit. Okay, yeah, then we're going into this. Okay. The palace at the Lions is noteworthy also for its elaborate stucco ceilings. A spectacular example is the dome, this picture up here on the left of the so-called Hall of the Two Sisters. The dome rests on an octagonal drum pierced by 8 pairs of windows, but its structure is difficult to discern because of the intricate carved stucco decoration. The builders covered the ceiling with some 5,000 muqarnas, tier after tier of stalactite-like prismatic forms that seemed aimed at denying the structure's solidity. Whew. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know what a stalactite is, but if you've ever gone to like a cave and there's like these weird like growths just kind of dripping down from the top of a cave, those are called like stalactites. So the builders covered the ceiling with some 5,000 something tier after tier of stalactite-like prismatic forms that seem aimed at denying the structure's solidity. Whew. Okay. The purpose of the muqarnas ceiling was to catch and reflect sunlight as well as to form beautiful abstract patterns. The lofty vault in this hall and others in the palace symbolize the dome of heavens. The dome of heaven. One heaven. This symbolized the dome of heaven. The flickering light and shadows create the effect of a starry sky as the sun's rays move from window to window during the day. To underscore the symbolism, the palace walls were inscribed with verses by the court poet, don't know how to say his name, who compared the Alhambra's lace-like ceilings to the heavenly spheres whose orbits revolve.
You nicely.
Michael Kolczynski, thank you so much. Came in strong with the $50. Thank you, thank you. He says those words are not treating you nicely. It's so ridiculous. Oh God. Stalactite-like prismatic forms that seem aimed at denying the structure's solidity. What a sentence! Stalactites, stalagmites, yeah, those things. Darkspawn, those things. Okay, let's try. The flickering light and shadows create the effect of a starry sky as the sun's rays move from window to window during the day. To underscore the symbolism, the palace walls were inscribed with verses by the court poet, whom I cannot pronounce, who compared the Alhambra's lace-like ceilings to the heavenly spheres whose orbits revolve. Okay. Okay. He said, I think stalactites are the ceilings and stalagmites are on the floor. Yeah, these are stalactites then, because they're coming off the ceiling. Okay, so did we get that? I mean, that is pretty fascinating. So this is the Muqarnas Dome, the Hall of the Two Sisters, Palace of the Lions in Alhambra, Granada, Spain, and it's Islamic, 1354 to 1391. The structure of this dome is difficult to discern because of the intricately carved stucco decorations on the ceilings. The prismatic forms catch and reflect sunlight, creating the effect of a starry sky. Oh, yeah. I see it. I see it. Thank you so much, Michael Kolchinsky. It really means a lot. Fucking bless. Bless, bless. Okay, then we get into the Isfahan. Let's see how to pronounce that. Isfahan pronunciation.
Isfahan or Esfahan.
Isfahan. Alright, I'm not off actually. Isfahan. I just need more power behind saying it. What is it? What's the right word? Not courage or power, but like, yeah, just give it a little bit more. Isfahan. Isfahan. That's what we're going with. Isfahan. So at the at the opposite end of the Islamic world in Iran, successive dynasties erected a series of mosques at Isfahan. The largest is the Great Mosque. Why are they all called the Great Mosque? They're all the Great Mosques, which Muslim architects remodeled several times over nearly a millennium. The earliest mosque on the site of the hypostyle type was constructed at the 8th century during the caliphate of the Abbasids. The Sultan rulers transformed. I kind of like the idea of a sultan. It reminds me of Aladdin or some shit. Sultan ruler. Anyway, so what we're saying, the earliest the Sultan's rulers transformed the structure in the 11th century, and later alterations further changed the mosque's appearance. The present mosque, which retains its basic 11th century plan, consists of a large courtyard bordered by a two-story arcade on each side. Four Iwans open onto the courtyard, one at the center of each side. The southwestern Iwan leads into the dome-covered room in front of the mihrab. So that's like parts of the mosque that we were looking at earlier on that plan. That it just all looked like squares, and there's just like the wall, which is like the like Kirby or some shit kind of wall, and that's like towards Mecca where they pray and shit. And there's like different areas. That's what they're talking about of a mosque. So let's see. They transform the appearance. The present mosque, which retains its basic 11th century plan, consists of a large courtyard bordered by two-story arcades on each side. Four Iwans open onto the courtyard, one at the center of each side. The southwestern Iwan leads into the dome-covered room in front of the mihrab. It functioned as a maksura reserved for the Sultan and his attendants. It is uncertain whether the first use of this plan with 4 iwans and a dome before the mihrab was in the Great Mosque at Isfahan, but it became standard in Iranian mosque design. Okay, in 4 iwan mosque, the Qibla, that's the wall. That wall is always the largest. Its size and the dome that often accompanied it immediately indicated to worshippers the proper direction for prayer. Okay. Kielbasa. It's Kalbasawan. What am I saying? I'm not saying anything wrong. Oh, am I like swearing and stuff while I'm talking about Islam? I mean, it's fine. It's art history. Ugh. Can everyone stop being so sensitive? Aerial view looking southwest of the Great Mosque in Isfahan, Iran, 11th to 7th centuries. Mosque takes a variety of forms. In Iran, the standard type of mosque was 4 iwans opening onto a courtyard. The largest iwan leads into a dome-covered maskura in front of the mihrab. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, it does look like a courtyard and like the basilicas. Similar thing to the Roman shit, I feel like, for sure. Okay, we're getting there. And now we have, that looks quite lovely. That's kind of cool. This is the Madrasa Imami. The Iwans of the Isfahan. See, I forgot how to say it already. Isfahan Mosque. Okay, so the Iwans of the Isfahan Mosque feature soaring pointed arches framing tile seeds. Oh, God, I don't know how to say these things. Muqarnas vaults. The Muqarnas ceilings probably date to the 14th century. The ceramic tile revetment on the walls and vaults is the work of the 7th century Safavid ruler of Iran. The use of glazed tiles has a long history in the Middle East, even in the ancient Mesopotamia. Gates and walls sometimes had colorful facing of baked bricks. Ooh. In the Islamic world, the art of ceramic tile reaches its peak in the 16th and 17th century in Iran and Turkey. Employed as a veneer over a brick core, tiles could sheathe entire buildings, including domes and minarets. It's pretty cool. I do like that. Interesting. Okay, one of the master works of Iranian tile work is the 14th century mihrab. This one up here, it is quite stunning. It is quite nice. From the Madrasa Imami in Isfahan. A madrasa is an Islamic theological college that often incorporates a mosque. The madrasa, okay. It is also a splendid example of Arabic calligraphy or ornamental writing. The Islamic world held the art of calligraphy in high esteem. That's because they didn't do pictures. And walls of buildings often display the sacred words of the Koran. Quotations from the Koran appear, for example, in a mosaic band above the outer ring of columns inside the dome of the rock. The Isfahan mihrab exemplifies the perfect aesthetic union between the calligrapher's art and abstract ornamentation. The pointed arch that immediately enframes the mihrab niche bears an inscription from the Quran in an early stately rectilinear script called Kufic, after the city of Kufa. I think I'm saying that right. One of the renowned centers of Arabic calligraphy. A cursive style, haq fills the mihrab's outer rectangular frame. The tile ornaments on the curving surface of the niche and the area above the pointed arch are composed of tighter and looser networks of geometric and abstract floral motifs. The technique used here is the most difficult of all varieties Islamic artisans practice, mosaic tile work. Every piece had to be chiseled and cut to fit its specific place in the mihrab, even the inscriptions. The mosaicists smoothly integrated the framed inscription in the center of the niche, proclaiming that the mosque is the domicile of the pious believer with the subtle, varied patterns. The mihrab's outermost inscription, detailing the 5 pillars of Islamic faith, serve as a fringe-like extension as well as a border for the entire design. The calligraphic and geometric elements are so completely unified that only the practiced eye can distinguish them. Yeah, okay, well, I didn't notice that, but then again, I can't read Arabic, but it all looked like squiggles to me, but now I see it, Alright, cool. Alright, let's just wrap it up with the luxury arts. I think there's just like a few more things in there. Let's see. We've been on for an hour and a half, so got another half hour to go. I think we can do... Yeah, I think we can do it. We got this. But don't forget to help me out, guys. Help me reach my goal. Let me see where we're at right now. Oh yeah, 46%. Nice. Can we get it to 50% in a half an hour, maybe? Think? I don't know. That'd be cool. Could use a drink. I'm all out. Smoke, drink. Chilling with you guys. Oh, no worries, Soul Drift. I'm broke too. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm doing this. Alright. Let's see. So the Quran. Oh, God. I'm just gonna smoke this for a second. Yeah, exactly. That's what I always thought, God. Silla, is that, I was like, don't they pray east, right? It's east. The sun rises in the east, like, yeah, Ra, the sun god. Okay, so the Quran, although the chief Islamic book, the sacred Quran, was codified in the mid-7th century, the earliest preserved Quran date to the 9th century. Quran pages were either bound into books or stored as loose sheets in boxes. The writing in most of the early examples in the angular Kufic scripts in the central panel of the mihrab in figure 511. Arabic is written from right to left with certain characters connected by a baseline. In Kufic script, the uprightmost form right angles with the baseline. As with Hebrew and other Semitic languages, the usual practice was to... There are other Semitic... Is Arabic Semitic? What? And other Semitic languages. The usual practice was to write in consonants only, but to facilitate recitation of the Koran, scribes often indicated vowels by red or yellow symbols above or below the line. On a 9th or early 10th century Quran, page 5, figure 512. Let's see, 512. Let's see, this thing over here. Okay, this is a page of the Quran, I guess. Oh, Jack, what are you still doing up? Damn. Semitic refers to, like Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, etc. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so where are we at? So, yeah, 5 text lines in black ink with red vowels appear below a decorative band incorporating the chapter title in gold and ending in a palm tree, final, a crowning ornament. This approach to page design has parallels at the extreme northwestern corner of the then known world in the early medieval manuscripts of the British Isles, where artists similarly united text and ornament. But the stylized human and animal forms that populate those Christian books never appear in Qurans. Islamic tradition shuns the representation of fauna of any kind in sacred texts. This also explains the total absence of figural ornamentation in mosques, setting the Islamic world sharply apart from both the classical world and Christian European Byzantium. Except during the iconoclast. So this is the Quran, page 9, a Quran page, 9th or 10th century, ink and gold on vellum, 7 1/4 inch by 10 1/4 inches, Chester Beatty Library and Oriental Gallery in Dublin. Oh, this is in Dublin. Muslim scribes used the stately rectilinear Kufic script for the text of the oldest known Qurans. This page has 5 texts and a palm tree final. Islamic tradition shuns the representation of fauna in sacred books. Ooh, that music is pumping out there. You hear that? Shit. Okay, so now we have Mosque Lamps. Oh god, that's distracting. It's getting late. Okay, the Mosque Lamps. Well endowed mosques possessed luxurious furnishings. I love that, including highly decorated glass lamps. Islamic artists perfected this art form, and fortunately, despite their exceptionally fragile nature, many examples survive. Oof, they would not in my house. In large part because the lamps were revered by those who had handled them. Not in my house. I mean, revered, yes, but broken, yeah. One of the finest. Sometimes I'm just like amazed that things can last like decades or centuries or however long old it is. But like when I saw them, you just leave her and held it in my hands or something, or some vintage clothes, and I'm just like, as soon as like it can't be in my presence for like, I don't know, a certain amount of time, short amount of time before it's broken. But shit can last that long. I don't get it. I don't get it. So anyway, so what do we have here? One of the finest is the mosque lamp. What? It's like what? From the Great Mosque? Let me guess. From the Great Mosque. Made for Saif al-Din 1345, and official in the court of the Mamluk Sultan al-Nasir Muhammad. The Mamluk capital was at Cairo, Egypt, which was the largest Muslim city of the late Middle Ages. The glass lamp hung on chains from the mosque ceilings. The shape of that guy's lamp is typical of the period, consisting of a conical neck, wide body with 6 vertical handles and a tall foot. Inside, a small glass container held the oil and wick. Enamel adorned enlivens the surfaces. Adornment enlivens the surfaces. Enamel adornment. The decoration includes, I don't know how to say that guy's name. Do I really have to look it up? They're going to make me say it a bunch of times, so I have to look it up. Okay. No, that's not it. They don't have it on the internet. They don't have it. It doesn't exist. Tuquztimur. Alright, well, I'm moving on. I can't say it. So what do we have here? This lamp, it has the emblem. I'm going to call him T. Mr. T, okay? Mr. T's emblem. An eagle over a cup. Mr. T served as the Sultan's cupbearer. And cursive Arabic calligraphy giving off officials' name and titles, as well as a quotation of the Quranic verse 24:35, comparing God's light to the light in a lamp. When the lamp was lit, the verse and Mr. T's name would have been dramatically illuminated. I mean, that's what they say about Jesus too, you know, like Jesus is the light. He is the lighthouse, they call him. The light, you know, they often refer to light, God and stuff too. Anyway, so we have the Timurid Bustan in the late 14th century. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, let's go back to this lamp for a second. So this is the mosque lamp of Saif al-Din Mr. T from Egypt, 1340. Glass with enamel decoration, 1 feet 1 inch high. It's in the British Museum in London. Oh, how cool. Cool. The enamel decorations of this glass mosque lamp includes a quotation from the Koran comparing God's light to the light in a lamp. The burning wick dramatically illuminated the sacred verse. Oh, illumination. Alright, now we're going to the Timurid Bustan. In the late 14th century, a new Islamic empire rose in Central Asia under the leadership of Timur, 1370 to 1405, known in the Western world as Tamerlane. Timur, a successor of the Mongol Genghis Khan, quickly extended his dominions to include Iran and parts of Anatolia. The Timurids ruled until 1501 and were great patrons of art and architectures in cities such as Herat, Bukhara, and Samarkand. Patrons of the arts. Again, you'll notice a reoccurring theme is that all great civilizations, they're remembered in history, were great patrons of the arts. That's indeed. Herat, in particular, became a leading center for the production of luxurious books under the patronage of Timurid Sultan Hussein Maykara, 1470 to 1506. These books often contained full-page narrative paintings with human and animal figures. In secular artworks, Islamic artists freely depicted figures. Wow, so they had In secular artworks, Islamic artists really depicted figures. That's interesting. The most famous Persian painter active around 1500 was Bizad, who worked at the Herat court and illustrated the Sultan's copy of Sadi's Bustan, orchard. One page, 5-1. Nope, okay, well, that's not nearby. So one page represents a story in both the Bible and Koran, the seduction. Oh, okay. So if you remember that first page that we saw when we entered this chapter, and it had like the figures, they actually had human figures that they depicted, and all the like patterns and colors in the beginning of the stream, if you remember. Yeah. So that it represents a story in both the Bible and the Quran, the seduction of Joseph, by Potiphar's wife. Oh, yeah. Sadi's text is dispersed throughout the page in elegant Arabic script in a series of beige panels. I'm not talking... It's series, not Siri. Oh my god. Stop. Okay. According to the tale as told by Jami, 1414 to 1492, an influential... God, what is that vehicle? An influential mystic, theologian, and poet whose Persian text appears in blue in the white pointed arch at the lower center of the composition. Zuleika lured Yusuf into her palace and led him through 7 rooms, locking each door behind him. In the last room, she threw herself at Yusuf, but he resisted and was able to flee when the 7 doors opened miraculously. Bizad's painting of the story features vivid color, intricate decorative detailing suggesting luxurious textiles and tiled walls, and a brilliant balance between two-dimensional patterning and perspectival depictions of balconies and staircases. Okay, so I gotta go back to it to show you guys. This is the one we're talking about. This guy. So this is Yusuf running away. He's about to get raped by the guy's wife. Okay. So here you can see human figures, which they don't often do in Islamic art. And in the beige sections, blocking, you can see quotes of the Quran in the beige around here. And all the patterns show all the different rooms that she's chasing him around. He looks like he's dabbing. So true. Okay. Yeah, so that was the luxurious textiles and tiled walls, and a brilliant balance between two-dimensional patterning and perspectival depictions of balconies and staircases. And then we have this Ardabil Carpet. I like this carpet. I would honestly... I like a good Persian carpet. I'm not gonna lie. So wood is scarce in most of the Islamic world, and the typical furniture use in the West, beds, tables, chairs, is rarely found in Muslim structures. Architectural spaces, therefore, are not defined by the type of furniture placed in them. A room's function, eating or sleeping, for example, can change simply by rearranging the carpets and cushions. Textiles are among the glories of Islamic art. Unfortunately, because of their fragile nature and the heavy wear carpets endure, the Islamic textiles are rare today and often fragmentary. One of the best and largest later examples comes from the Ardabil in Iran. A carpet, one of a pair, adorned the funerary mosque of Sheikh Safi al-Din, 1252 to 1334. But it dates to 1540, 2 centuries after the erection of the mosque during the reign of Shah Tahmasp, 1524 to 1576. Tahmasp elevated carpet weaving to a national industry and set up a royal factory at Isfahan, Kashan, Kermen, and Tabriz. The name mascot of Kashan is woven into the fabric. He must be the designer who supplied the master patterns to 2 teams of royal weavers, one for each of the 2 carpets. The carpet, almost 35 by 18 feet, consists of roughly 25 million knots, some 340 to the square inch. Its twin has even more knots. Okay. Sorry, all that smoking, my bad. Just a little stuck in my throat. The design consists of a central sunburst medallion representing the inside of a dome surrounded by 16 pennants. Mosque lamps, appropriate motifs for the Ardabil funerary mosque, are suspended from 2 pendants on the long axis of the carpet. The lamps are often of different sizes, and some scholars have suggested this is an optical device to make the 2 appear equal in size when viewed from the one end of the carpet at the room's threshold. The bottom end, that's pretty cool. So wait, hold up. So one of the lamps is bigger than the other, and it's supposed to be like some optical illusion when you're standing on the carpet. That's pretty cool. Okay. So the lamps are of different sizes, and some scholars have suggested that this is an optical device to make the 2 appear equal in size when viewed from the end of the carpet at the room's threshold, the bottom end. The rich blue background is covered with leaves and flowers attached to a framework of delicate stems that spread over the whole field. The entire composition represents the illusion of a heavenly dome with lamps reflecting in a pool of water full of floating lotus blossoms. Well, shit, I never noticed all that. Okay. I get it. I always thought they were just, floral patterns all the time. Random shit. But that is pretty detailed for a rug. Just like this flowery field and water and lamps and lotuses. Okay. Go for it. Then we have Islam in Asia, which I think is the end of this. Islamic artists and architects also brought their distinctive style to South Asia, where a Muslim sultanate was established at Delhi in India in the early 16th century. The important Islamic works are an integral part of the history of Asian art and are treated in chapter 15. Okay. So that's basically it. They're like Islamic art, Muslim Islamic art. We deal with that in chapter 15. Oh, okay. I guess that's that. Well, let's let's look at the big picture, shall we? Let's look at the big picture. But before we wrap this up with the big picture, don't forget. Really helps me out when you guys contribute, help me reach my goal. You can always do that by going to the link streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV or doing super chat or something like that. So yeah, Aurora Borealis says these carpets are so beautiful. Yeah, I do like good like Persian carpet. I'm into that shit. I like carpets. I like those kind of carpets. I like wool and silk carpets, like Persian, like expensive, nice ones. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like stupid, ugly modern day carpets with like circles or squares or like dumb shit on them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with circles and squares, but you know what I mean, where it looks too like pop modern-y. I don't know, I'm not into it. Okay, so let's get into this. So the big picture about the Islamic world, architecture. The Umayyads, 661 to 750, were the first Islamic dynasty. They ruled from their capital at Damascus in Syria until they were overthrown by the Abbasids, 750 to 1258, to establish their capital at Baghdad in Iraq. The first great Islamic building is the Dome of the Rock. The dome octagon commemorated the triumph of Islam in Jerusalem, which the Muslims captured from the Byzantines in 638. Umayyad and Abbasid mosques were of the hypostyle hall type and incorporated arcaded courtyards and minarets. So you can see on the right that dome, that's the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, 687 to 692. The Umayyad capital in Spain was Cordoba, where the caliphs 756 to 1031 erected and expanded the Great Mosque between 8th and 10th centuries. The mosque features horseshoe and multi-lobed arches and mosaic-clad domes. The last Spanish Muslim dynasty was the Nasrid, 1230 to 1492, whose capital was Granada. The Alhambra is the best surviving example of Islamic palace architecture. It is famous for its stuccoed walls and arches and its muqarnas vaults and domes, so that weird ceiling and stuff. But that's the Great Mosque in Cordoba, 8th to 10th centuries, all those arches over there. And the Timurid, 1370 to 1501, and Safavid, 1501 to 1732 dynasties ruled Iran and Central Asia for almost 4 centuries and were great patrons of art and architecture. The art of tile work reached its peak under the patronage of Safavid dynasty, when builders frequently used mosaic tiles to cover the walls and vaults of mosques and madrasas. So really nice text mosaics that they've done as well in the Isfahan. And there is the luxury arts. The earliest preserved Qurans date to the 9th century and feature Kufic calligraphy and decorative motifs, but no figural illustrations. Islamic tradition shuns the representation of fauna and any kind of sacred context. This is a page out of the Koran on the right here, 9th or 10th century. The Timurid court at Herat, Afghanistan, employed the most famous painters of the day who specialized in illustrating secular books with narrative scenes incorporating people and animals. The most famous Persian painter active around 1500 was Bizad. Muslim artists also excelled in the art of enamel-decorated glass lamps which illuminated mosque interiors. They hung on chains from mosque ceilings. That's what you see over here on the right, the mosque lamp at Mr. T's, 1340. And the textiles are among the glories of Islamic art. Some carpets, for example, the pair designed by Maskud of Kashan for a 16th century Iranian funerary mosque at Ardabil, were woven with millions of knots. Millions of knots. That's crazy. So yeah, okay, we got through it. That's interesting. I would like a carpet. I would get a carpet. Yeah, I would get that carpet. Cool. And yeah, that's pretty dope. Look at that shit. Next is early medieval and Romanesque art. Oh, art of the warrior lords. Ooh, we're getting into some fun stuff now. Now we are cooking. Now we are cooking here. I'm into it. I'm into it. Yes. Rainbow wants a magic carpet. You guys are talking about the Romanovs, if they still exist or not. Okay. Well, you know, wow. It's exactly 2 hours. So, wow, that was a really well-timed stream. Very strange. But this is very exciting to start this chapter. I'm into it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Art of the Warriors. Warhammer for 40,000, 4K? 40,000? Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but yeah. It went fast, did it? Well, you know, I always have fun with you guys. This is good. I'm sorry that sometimes I struggle through this, but it's fun hanging out with you guys between art history and learning, thinking about having a party together from learning from our etiquette streams. It's pretty cool. Think about having a fun party with good food and then having conversations about art and history or art history. That's fun. Hey, Mr. Repurpose. Nice to see you in here. But yeah. Let me know if there's any other questions or comments or super chats or anything. And I'll put the outro thing on. But yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. There is possibly an event that I might attend. I didn't know things were happening, but things are happening in New York. Thank you, Heather, and thank you so much for your contribution earlier today for this stream. Thank you so much. It's so stressful. It's so stressful out there, and you guys really do it for me. Thank you. My simp, Heather. Heather is my simp. She is a pay-pig, guys. I like these topics. Yes. Yeah, exactly, Darkspawn. He says, I love this. I get to converse all about it with others who know more than I do. Yeah. East Asia art could be twice as interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be in there. But, alrighty, I'm going to get out of here. Nice to see you. Stay in touch. I'll see you guys in, like, maybe Sunday. Because I think I'm going to attend an event tomorrow. I've been streaming, like, every day. Give you guys a break from seeing my goddamn face and listening to my goddamn voice. And hopefully we come back strong on Sunday. We can probably go back and do this art history and get into this chapter. I've been doing like 2 and 2. I kind of like doing 2 days and then 2 days. Because sometimes it's just like, once we get like into something, it's like the stream ends and then we have to like shift gears and it's just like never, like 2 is good because then the second day we're like really into it. Like we know what we're talking about. Like we just talked about it yesterday and it's like super fun and we can all get into it. Yeah, so I like the 2 on 2. And we have a lot of other stuff to go over. I have plenty of other books and fun things and you guys have a lot of good contributions, suggestions. So it's fun. Okay. All right. Feel free to do any super chats while the outro plays. Just saying. Just saying. Alright. Bye, guys. Love ya.